Maybe life would have been better for Jussie Smollett if he just pled guilty to a crime and did his time. Jussie Smollett, by all accounts, perpetrated a hoax. He got away with it because it was an alternative disposing, according to Kim Foxx, and that's nonsense. The Illinois Prosecutor Bar Association said this is not normal. Kim Foxx is lying. And what it seems now is that we had an attempt to let this dude get away with 16 felonies and then cover it up. But now, because Jussie Smollett is apparently passing the buck off to the Osundairo brothers, they have filed a federal lawsuit against the Empire actor, saying he did everything. He directed all of it. So we have this story from ABC7. The two brothers who Chicago police said were involved in an allegedly staged attack on Empire actor Jussie Smollett have filed a federal lawsuit against his attorneys. Attorney for the Osundairo brothers are holding a news conference Tuesday morning to discuss the lawsuit which has been filed against Smollett's attorneys Mark Geragos, Tina Glandian, and the Geragos and Geragos law firm. Attorneys Mark Geragos and Tina Glandian, through their continued false statements and hateful rhetoric, have only deepened the damage that was caused, by the first out of 16 counts of lies that were told to the police that started this whole situation, said Gloria Schmidt, attorney for the Osundairo brothers. The lawsuit alleges Smollett directed every aspect of the attack, including the location and the noose, and that his attorneys defamed the brothers in statements to the media. Following the announcement, charges were dropped. Smollett and his lawyers played it up like he was innocent the whole time. That's the BS of this whole situation. That Kim Foxx is now saying, like, well, we thought he was guilty. The other prosecutor said we thought he was guilty. Apparently, some people in the prosecutor's office are resigning. And then his lawyers come out and his lawyers come out and say, see, the charges were dropped. He's innocent. Not true. No one is saying that. The mayor's not saying that. Police aren't saying it. And then when people asked, does that mean the brothers are the ones who did it? And they said, well, they confessed to it, didn't they? And now these two guys, these two dopey bros who are just doing what Smollett said, are taking the blame. Now look, they participated in this hoax. So you reap what you sow. But you can't put the blame on them entirely when he orchestrated it, right? The Osundairo brothers' lawsuit says that due to the attention and negative comments from Smollett's attorneys, they haven't been able to work, and it's affecting their livelihood. They are suing Geragos and Glandian for $75,000 each. But it gets actually really screwed up, man. So hold on. Last month, prosecutors dropped disorderly conduct charges. We know all that. Smollett has maintained his innocence. Check this out from the Sun-Times. Osundairo brothers lawsuit. Smollett directed every aspect of fake attack. Apparently, they're claiming that Smollett's lawyers alleged the Osundairo brothers of being homosexual, and because they visit family in Nigeria, they could be killed or imprisoned. So let's read this. The Osundairo brothers contend in a federal lawsuit filed Tuesday that Empire actor Jussie Smollett paid them a sum of money to stage the attack against Smollett to benefit himself, and directed every aspect of the attack, including the location and noose. The brothers were initially arrested as suspects in the alleged attack in January on Smollett, only to be released later. They make the claim in a lawsuit against two of Smollett's defense attorneys, Mark Geragos and Tina Glandian, who continue to say in media appearances that the brothers engaged in the attack. The brothers are suing under claims of defamation and false light. In a controversial move last month, the Cook County attorney dropped charges. We get it. Let's get to the point. The brothers contend in the lawsuit. Mr. Smollett used his clout as a wealthy actor to influence plaintiffs who were in a subordinate relationship to him and were aspiring to make it in Hollywood. The brothers add, Mr. Smollett's motivation was simple. He wanted his employer and the public to notice and appreciate him as a successful black openly gay actor, so Mr. Smollett directed every aspect of the attack, including the location and noose. Smollett initially told police he was attacked by masked men walking home. They yelled, various things, poured liquid on him. This is MAGA country, etc. We know all that stuff. Smollett was initially treated as a victim by police, but detectives continued to investigate, and Smollett was charged in March with 16 felonies in connection with staging a fake hate crime. Smollett has remained steadfast in his innocence. Olabinjo and Abimbola Osundairo are suing as attorneys, but not Smollett himself, as the lawyers continue to maintain in the media appearances that the brothers were responsible for the attack, with Glandian going so far as to suggest the two men may have worn whiteface to disguise themselves. The lawsuit also contends Glandian suggested on a podcast that Smollett and Bola Osundairo briefly engaged in homosexual acts. The lawsuit contends that suggestion caused Bola Osundairo severe distress. He is heterosexual, he was dating a woman at the time, and liked visiting his family in Nigeria, where same-sex activity is illegal and can result in 14 years in prison or death by stoning if the accused is married, according to the lawsuit. Glandian also is alleged to have said on the podcast that the brothers engaged in illegal steroid trafficking, which the bodybuilding brothers deny. That's insane. So I don't know anything about this podcast, but you listen, even if these guys engage in this hoax, they're kind of doofy, they just did what Smollett said, they shouldn't be getting all the blame for it. Smollett needs to pony up and take responsibility for his actions. But if this is true, the lawyers suggested that they engaged in homosexual acts with are they implying with each other? That's crazy. It takes me back to the old story about Peter Thiel and why it's very, very serious to take someone's sexuality seriously and not out them. Peter Thiel, who is gay, was outed by Gawker. They could have gotten him killed because he does business with countries that kill people for being gay. Now, whether or not he should be doing the business, that's not the point, right? You'll get some activists saying maybe you shouldn't be involved in those countries in the first place, but he didn't know this was coming. So they published this story. They put his life in danger. It's very different from just hating on someone. Hate speech, that's something different. This is something to take very seriously. These brothers did travel to Nigeria. They might not be able to go home, or I'm sorry, they're from Chicago. They might not be able to actually visit their family now because someone might say, I don't care, you were accused, end of story, death by stoning. That is horrifying, straight up. So they have the whole lawsuit here, apparently. Let's see how they conclude real quick. That's a really long thing. Let's see here. Defendant Garrios, the plaintiffs hereby reallege and incorporate their allegations from paragraphs yada yada. At all relevant times, the defendants Tina Glandian and Mark Garagos were acting within their scope of employment as employee and partner, respectively, of Garagos and Garagos. All right. Wherefore, the plaintiff, Osundairos, pray for judgment against defendant. Okay, so we get it. Plaintiffs hereby request a trial by jury. There's one more story, because there's been a bunch of updates. And admittedly, like the updates come in few and far between, so it's like, I'm not just going to do a whole video about this one thing. But Smollett's brother has defended him in a new essay. And I just gotta say, dude, seriously, guys, just drop it. Just stop, okay? Smollett did this. By all accounts, it's enough. But you know what? Like I said in the beginning, perhaps he would have been better off just saying, no. Take some guilty plea. Plead guilty to something, because all that happened is after they dropped the charges, it made everything worse. The prosecution could have said, we're going to have you plead to some misdemeanors. Maybe they can't do it. I don't know how it works. I will say, though, as I've pointed out before, a felon can't, I believe they can't vote, and it's very, very difficult to travel to foreign countries, so his life is over. I mean, it's basically over anyway, because regardless of whether or not he's pleading guilty, he's got everyone coming for him now. They're pissed. It's only going to get worse. But of course, his brother Jojo will defend him, and he says, it has not been 90 days since my younger brother Jussie was assaulted on a cold winter night. Within less than 3 months, his life has been turned upside down as my family and I have witnessed him endure unrelenting attacks to his character and reputation. Yes, because everyone says he did it. There's evidence saying he did it. The brothers are saying he did it. They're suing his lawyers for defamation because he did it. The police say he did it. Even Kim Fox said they think, I believe it was Kim Fox, said that he's a wash-up actor, he did it, and you've got some other prosecutor saying he's guilty. Everyone's coming out. Everyone. He did it, okay? I don't know at what point you can legally, definitively say he did, because, they can claim it's not a statement of fact, but I think at this point, with as much evidence as we have, just stop. Enough. I don't want to hear it. Dude did it. Why are we still, it's April, okay? It's April and this won't stop. Apparently, though, what's really crazy is they talk about how, like, Smollett's having anxiety attacks and stuff. So let me, like so many others, this entire process quickly devolved from a focus on him as a victim of assault to him being falsely accused and responsible for a crime that was perpetrated against him. Except the two brothers have come on the record saying he did it. In their lawsuit, it's on the record. To define this experience as unjust would be an understatement. Yada, yada, yada. I don't care. I don't care about your brother. He's a bad person. He says, I have literally seen him violently awakening from night terrors following the assault. Some of my siblings, as well as Jussie's partner and closest friends, have seen similar things. Yeah, the night terrors are probably because he just destroyed his career. Night terrors. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Jussie Smollett, as far as I or anyone else is concerned, he did this. Everyone believes he did this. Celebrities have come out against him. The two brothers have come out on the record in a lawsuit saying he did this. Everyone. There is no one supporting this man except for his family, which you would expect. Do I care about Jussie's night terrors? I don't. You got away with 16 felonies. You staged a hoax. You were trying to make money. Enough. I don't care. Enough. A couple more videos coming up in a few minutes. I will see you then.